Dear seller, welcome to Selection Guidance Masterclass. I am Satyam Siddharth. I am part of Amazon Global Selling. And in this session, we are talking about how to launch new product and in the right manner on Amazon Global Platform. Adding new product on Amazon is very critical both for new seller as well as existing seller. A seller has to do all the steps right. We have a flywheel for that. Let me talk to you about that Amazon new selection flywheel. We start with idea generation, where a seller starts from scratch and develop new product idea, initially assessing the market and demand and competition. Then the seller goes into design and development, where a seller understands the market, the competition, what are the trends, and based on that, zeroes down on what should be the product attribute. Post that, a seller has to figure out the supply chain aspect of it, where the seller will procure the product from. Once the seller has decided on the supply chain aspect of it, the next point that they have to decide on is the shipping option. They can either go for FBA, where Amazon will take care of their fulfillment, or they can go through MFN, where they can choose to fulfill these products to the customer by themselves. Once the shipping is figured out, the next course of action is to go ahead and launch the product. This is one of the most critical steps, where the first initial phase, we call it as launch and cold start. In this phase, a seller has to drive traffic, generate interest from the customer, and then drive sales. This step has to be done in the right manner for the future growth of that product as well as for the brand. Once the cold start is over, a seller can go into the profit maximization phase, where based on the input that they are receiving from the sale, they can tweak around with their product to maximize profit. These input keeps on coming. Based on this, the seller can choose to iterate on these product and keep on improving those products so that the products are being liked by the customer throughout the product life cycle. Once this phase is over, again, whatever the input that the seller has received from the whole of the flywheel, they can use in the next phase of idea generation. Based on the learning from this whole product iteration, this will feed into the next cycle of design and development and idea generation, and the flywheel goes on. In this session, we will deep dive into three sections of this flywheel: the idea generation, the design and development, and launch and cold start phase. The idea generation section has three aspects to it. First, we look at the volume of the product or the category in the trend analysis section. Secondly, we look at the competition during the competition analysis. Lastly, we also look at the customer demand in the customer review analysis. Let's dive deeper into the trend analysis. For this, we will use the product called Product Opportunity Explorer. You can find that product by logging into your Seller Central, going to Growth, and in Growth, the Product Opportunity Explorer. For this, let's take example of dog toys. Imagine a seller is interested in exploring whether dog toy is a nice market to enter. You can put in dog toys into the search box of Product Opportunity Explorer, or you can filter within pet supplies to dog toys and explore new niche market opportunity for dog toys. Once you do that, you can look at different metrics of various niches that exist in dog toys. You can sort them by 360-day growth, by units sold, and various other metrics. In the next example on the next page, we found that puppy teething toys was one of the niches which was coming out to be of interest for the seller. Once a seller has identified puppy teething toys as an opportunity to look deeper into, a seller can choose and click on puppy teething toy niche, go to search terms to understand more in terms of the customer demand. A seller can sort by total search volume and download and filter based on different metric to identify which are the search terms which are working in that particular niche markets. Based on these trend analysis, a seller can quickly test different opportunity market and arrive at smaller set of opportunities that a seller can focus on. Now we will look at competition analysis. For this, we will use the same Product Opportunity Explorer. Let's now search for decorative lights and see what is the opportunity there and what is the competition in that segment. Click on decorative lights. Check on number of products or brand in the inside dashboard for today, 90 day or 360 days, or within 180 days to 360 days. Calculate the successful new product launches rate to assess the market friendliness for new product. That way we define new successful launch is the number of new launches with an annualized revenue of more than 50,000 US dollar in the past 30 days. The probability of success is just the number of successful launches by total number of product launch. We can even go further and look at the product dashboard, download all the data and plot when these products were launched. If the products were launched closer to the current date, it means that there is good amount of interest from other sellers, which is a good proxy for also the demand that must be there so that the sellers are interested. This concludes the competition analysis. Now we will go into customer review analysis. You can do it at the niche level as well as the product level. To do it at the niche level, just click on the customer insight tab. Understand that what are the drivers and barrier at the niche level for that particular product. You can also choose to do it at the product level. Just enter the ASIN number into the search tab, go into the customer insights and understand what is making this product liked and not liked by the customer. Make sure to do that for your customer ASIN, which will help you in guiding what are the attributes you need to put in your products as well. Now we'll go into the second phase of the masterclass, the design and development phase. First, we will look at the category analysis. For this, we will use the product called Marketplace Product Guidance. Again, you have to log into your Seller Central, go to Growth tab, and in that, you will find Marketplace Product Guidance. In that, just hover into the Customer Insight tab, look at the pet and pet supplies to understand various attributes which are working in that particular category. Attributes such as price points, demand trends, glance views, search to purchase ratio, return ratio, reason for return over the past 30 days, 6 months and 12 months. Use the favorite attributes feature to identify or validate customer preference and refine the development plan. For example, in small pet category, customers are interested in price range of $10 to $20. Color preference of black is preferred more than green, which is preferred more than brown. Next, we will do traffic analysis. We will explore the unmet needs of target category customers. We will use the product called Product Opportunity Explorer. Go to Growth and then into the Product Opportunity Explorer. Using Product Opportunity Explorer, analyze the top 90% of the product in the niche market based on clicks. Assess the concentration of these clicks of the top 5 and top 20 products to determine what is the remaining market space and how difficult it is to crack into that market. In this example, you can see that top 90% click products are 64 in numbers. The top 5 products have a share of 27.6% and top 20 products have a share of 64.3%. It looks like while this is a concentrated market, there is still space for newer sellers to enter into it and become successful. In the next example, you can see that the top 3 brands holds a 19% share over the past 360 days, highlighting an opportunity for breaking into this category. Now we will go into profit analysis, where we'll look at estimating sales and pricing our product. For estimating sales, we'll be using Product Opportunity Explorer and we'll put in the ASIN to search the click count for that ASIN as well as the child ASIN. Combine this with the search conversion from the niche view to estimate sales for your competition product. For example, we used dog grip socks and the search conversion was 5.51%. Put that with the click count for the particular ASIN to get the estimated sales for that product. Do that for 3 and 4 more products to get a good idea of what your product sales would be once you launch the product. For example, in the dog toy niche, the focus is on $10 to $19.99 range in terms of quantity, click share and customer search terms. Overlay this to arrive at the price point you are comfortable with and which will get you the maximum sales and profit. This concludes the design and development phase. Post this, a seller has to identify the manufacturer or sourcer and then decide on the shipping option. Once they have zeroed down on both of these, they can go ahead and launch the product. Now we'll go into the product launch phase, which is the most exciting phase of product journey. While launching your product, prepare a reasonable operational pace for the new launches. The tool that we will use is Product Opportunity Explorer. Determine the launch time by using Product Opportunity Explorer, trends and search volume. Identify the peak and off season for your product niche. You should aim to launch your product before the peak to capture the maximum traffic of search volume. Here is an example of scheduling production, shipping, and development based on the peak season. So the peak season happens in the month of October and November. You should aim to launch your product 2 months in advance of the peak season to get the maximum traffic out of your new product launch. Once a product is launched, a seller has to continuously optimize and iterate on their product. For this, we have a tool called Growth Opportunities. Go to Seller Central, Growth, and in Growth, you will find growth opportunities. In that, for newer product, you will have a set of recommendations. Make sure you action on these recommendations so that you get the maximum ROI out of your product launch. Also use programs like Amazon advertising and promotion to drive traffic and sales for your newer product. With this, we conclude the selection masterclass. Just to recap, we went into idea generation to identify what are the opportunities for product launch. Then in the design and development phase, we further refined on those ideas and estimated sales, pricing, and profit for the product. In the last phase, we looked at launch and what are the best practices for product launch, such as timing your product so that you get the maximum growth for your product. This concludes the masterclass on selection guidance. All the best for your journey on Amazon Global Selling.